welcome back to another video, and we're here again, this time
Kerbex UK's here.
Kerbex UK's here, Connor, and we're going back into another mine in Alderley Edge. We're in the beautiful woods here. It's a gorgeous evening, and the Derbyshire Caving Club are taking us down into, this time, wood mine. Now if you remember last time we came to Alderley Edge, we went into engine vein mine. This time we're going into wood mine. Apparently wood mine is a lot bigger. Connor's first time down the mine.
Yep. Bit scared.
He's a bit scared. I'm a bit scared. Our guide is John again with his son Brad. So let's crack on and go into wood mine. So just before we go in wood mine, which is just over there where Connor is there, you'll notice that this area is completely clear here. And there's a reason why it's completely clear, and it's because apparently they brought all the ore up from the copper mines, and to extract the copper they used acid as part of the process, and because the acid has seeped into the ground here where they worked the ore, nothing grows here now because the land is contaminated. Anyway, the way forward is that way through the trees to wood mine.
Years ago it was open.
Yeah.
Kids were
like
coming in.
Like an open cast mine?
Not an open adit.
Right,
so
okay.
the entrance was open.
Yeah.
But kids were coming in ill-equipped. They had bike lights. Batteries were going.
Just adventurers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was casualties down here.
Really?
So they sealed them. Blasted Bates. Don't know if you heard of him. He came and blew the entrance up.
Did he?
A week later, the Derbyshire Caving Club reopened it.
Really?
Yeah. So
Did he blow the entrance up and it sealed it?
Yeah. And we kind of reopened it. Not me, but in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
So, yeah, that's one of your top entrances there.
Right. So
and you'll see now what the club have built as you walk in.
Right, great stuff.
So we're in partnership with the National Trust. When we care for the mines, look after them.
All right, brilliant.
Show people around them.
Great stuff.
But yeah, come down and have a look. We're at the entrance now, the adit to wood mine, which would have been a railway level. If you can see down there, you've got the cutting, which went all the way to the treatment works. Underneath there, underneath the soil, is the original sleepers.
Really?
Victorian times, yeah.
Wow. Wow. So this is what the Derbyshire Caving Club do. They shore up the mines, put these doors on, build like they put a concrete proper entrance to it there, and there's a sign on here. And obviously, if you do find yourself here and you find yourself wandering around the woods and you find this, all you've got to do is book a tour with the Derbyshire Caving Club, and they'll bring you down here. You don't have to try anything daring. Anyway, let's crack on and go down the mine.
See if anyone's in.
Right, so this was open cast at one time. That is new, is it? That top?
A concrete, yeah, they
concrete
put it in
top,
the 70s.
Yeah. So this was open cast, and we're going onwards now, this way.
That's the proper way in there.
This goes on for a long time. Okay, so this mine that we're in, wood mine, apparently is on 3 levels. We're on the upper level now, is that right, John?
It is, yeah. There might be different things dotted around because we do scare tours in, Halloween.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Chris will dress up and scare kids and...
yeah. Like this time thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got our sandstone there again, see?
Yeah, up there above you is the original open cast.
Alright, up there.
So again, like at engine bay, they would have seen bits of copper, and then they've just worked down, found more, and just opened it up into a full mine. So
I don't know if you saw the first video that I did down here in engine vein, like John's saying that these mines have been worked for years and years and years. I mean, you're talking, they found stuff in here from 1000 BC in some of these mines. Obviously, curiosity, people have come down here eons ago, seen the copper and just started to work it. And it went right through to the Romans, the Victorians, and now the mines are abandoned now, and we're coming down here as visitors.
Put a bridge over this shaft. I think that might be the remains of the old, they might have had sleepers over it originally, the miners.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Take that, you get down there, I'll take. Yeah.
This is the shaft to the surface, is it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah?
Like I said, kids were coming down ill-equipped. What the council did years ago was dump all the rubbish down.
Really?
So what you're looking at is Alderley edge rubbish. So there's nice bottles of champagne and, you know, expensive stuff that's in there.
Right. That's a shame, that, isn't it?
It is. But they had to do it. You know, people were coming down. It's
Marmite.
bit of copper there for Connor. He's probably not seen it before.
Alright, yeah.
The green stuff is
The actual copper.
malachite, and the
yeah.
blue stuff is azurite.
Alright.
You'll see a lot better examples later on.
Chain steps.
You want me to grab the cone?
Yeah, you're best going backwards. It's only a couple of steps.
So what we've got to do is, we've got to
Yeah,
use the
you maybe
chain.
get that on, chain steps.
So we've got to go backwards and use the chain basically.
Yeah, dead easy.
Right.
Yep.
Just how far it goes down, isn't it? Oh yeah. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
There you go, easy peasy. And now we're going
Down, down, down.
down there.
Oh, and we also had Chris with us. That's Chris from the Derbyshire Caving Club. He was on the Mine Explore with us as well. Now, as well as John, he knows the mines really, really well. So he would nip off and disappear and then pop up at various points. And you were like, where did you appear from, Chris?
That's vast, isn't it?
So you're down at the middle level of the mine.
Wow. Just get
Do you want to go over there?
So we're kind of in a cavern here, John. What is this?
Rabbit caverns.
Rabbit caverns.
Because it is like a rabbit's warren.
Yes, you've got that there.
There's tunnels going off.
Go past Connor there. You've got all that over there. I don't know if you can see that.
Everywhere you look, different tunnels going off.
Wow. And then
On the
we've got
floor,
one.
just where Brad
Yeah.
is a railway sleeper original.
All right. Where's?
Just make it out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
underneath here would have been going that way. Is the old railway.
Wow.
You can see there's a gap there where one would have been, and it went down there.
So the railway went that way through there.
On your left and your right, Martin, you got two stacks.
Yeah.
You got a stack of deads.
Yeah.
Deads are lumps of mine rock that have got no copper in them whatsoever, so they were useless to the miners.
So a stack with copper in. I don't know if you can pick that up.
All right. Oh yeah.
Now, they
See the
would have
green in
worked
it,
down
can't you?
here, candlelight,
Yeah.
which is not very bright at all.
Right.
So what we think is that the kids and the wives
Yeah.
would have sorted the copper from the deads. And they
Right.
would have done that by weight, by feeling. How heavy? Does it feel heavier? Has it got the copper in?
Yeah.
We think.
Right. So are you saying then that them two piles there, that pile of rocks there, has been there since kids, women and children were working down here?
Yeah.
Really?
So the men would have mined, the women and children would have done the sorting, kids would have pushed the carts out.
Wow.
But yeah, these were probably ready, you know, and the mine's closed. There was an incident where one of the boilers blew up.
Right.
So the mine, the owner, he lost all his money and they just closed the mines.
Right.
So these probably would have been left in situ.
So literally,
Yeah.
they've been sat there, and they've been sat there waiting to be shipped out of the mine because they are full of ore,
Yeah.
copper ore. Wow.
If you want to turn your light off, Brad, I'll turn mine off. And you can now, if you turn that one off,
Wow.
I mean, that's probably a little bit like a candle, or it wouldn't have been a lot, would it, a candlelight?
No.
And you're working in them conditions,
Yeah.
trying to sort out.
That
Yeah.
is horrendous.
And if
Isn't
you
it?
turn that light off, no, you got your cameras on, but it is pitch black.
Absolute
Yeah,
blackness, isn't
you
it?
can't see your hand in front of your face if you turn your cameras off, obviously, but it is pitch black. On the right hand side here, you've got a lovely example of azurite. You can see the vein. You can get that on your camera. big blue vein there and the green vein underneath it, which is the malachite.
Oh yeah. So it's funny, isn't it? This little streak of green you see here has attracted people over the years, and they've come down here and come deeper and deeper into the rock and risked life and limb just for this little slim streak of blue and green in the rock that so fascinated them.
The black powder, the clay.
Oh yeah. So that's where they've drilled in there, hand drilled in and blown it up.
Yeah.
Clay as well.
Later on, Martin, as well.
Yeah.
Originally, depending on the rock, they would have had circular drill holes.
Yeah.
But then they learned if a circular, it's going to blow in all directions.
Right.
So they had a triangle shaped drill
Right.
bit.
Yeah.
So it'd break off in 3 directions. One would be clean on the face, and the other 2 sides where they want it to come off.
Right.
So circle is fracturing all the rock.
Yeah.
But the triangle shape, it's breaking off the bits they want. So they were quite clever back then.
Yeah.
One of the last ones they were working on.
Yeah. Abandoned again.
Yeah.
Right, Brad, what's that you got all up there?
This is an example of one of the rods that would be hammered in. Like this. You'd hammer it in as far as you can.
All right.
And
Oh,
pull
for
it
the
out.
dynamite.
Yeah. Pack it with dynamite and then clay, fuse, light it. But there would be a row of these, and at the end of the night, one poor person would have to come out, go to the bottom, light them all, and then run out.
Wow. So there's actually gunpowder in there.
Yeah, so we think, yeah.
All right. Warrington Anglers Association, Danger Deep Water.
Yeah, if you look on the walls as well, you can see where the water's been up to. It's all sticky, mud.
So this floods down here?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's good, isn't it?
That's a fault line there. You see it, the crack in the rock? And because there's a gap in the sandstone, water would come down.
That'll be there.
Yeah. Rainwater would come down. It'd dilute the copper, bringing it down and redeposit the copper along the fault. So that's where the miners, they'd know if they chase the fault, they'd find the copper.
Apparently what we've just been told is it actually floods and the water actually does hit the ceiling, which is terrifying, to be honest with you. Obviously it's been dry recently, so it's not flooded for quite a while, but the lake that's down there, Blue Lake, must obviously rise and just entirely fill this place. So it is actually quite deep, that, isn't it? You can see all the rocks underneath it and everything. So this is Shamira Chamber,
It is.
hence that on the wall there.
What we think they've done here is you've obviously got your railway and your incline. They've cut out 2 circular holes on either side of the passage. And
Yeah.
what we think is that the Victorians have made a wooden hamster wheel with
Right.
kids inside on a track like that to pull the carts up the incline.
You're joking.
No, that's what we think. You can see, the circular and the circular there. So they would have had 2,
So
one
that-
either side, to haul these carts up the incline. Conditions would have been terrible.
And it would have been, we've lit it with a light, obviously it would have been absolute, almost darkness in here, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, I'll just point to you there, so what John is saying is there's a roundness there that we think has had a wheel in it.
Down the incline.
Away we go. So that's kind of a clay, that, is it?
Yeah.
So the rock has changed. See that you've got the rock there, and you've got this kind of clay. Almost looks like chocolate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Chocolate mines.
And then back into the sandstone.
And steerily, we can hear water.
We'll go and see the mouse.
The mouse.
The mouse. The mouse hole.
The mouse hole. What on earth is that about? they just, when you come down here, they just keep coming up with these names and you don't realise, or you don't know till you get there why they're called these strange names. But we'll take a look at the mouse hole. So we're going through there.
If you watch Brad, he'll show you how to get on the ladder and whatnot.
Right.
You best step it across to the other side really, but yeah. So I'm going to pass the camera down now.
Yeah, yeah.
You best, I'd sit over there on that. Step over. And then sit on your bum there.
You just get on it that way. That's much easier, isn't it?
Dead easy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then down the mouse hole.
Okay. You've seen those guys going down. I'm going to try and do it without making a bugger of it. Oh, it's easy, mate. It's a bit wet, that's all. Just pissing with water, but whatever. It weren't too bad, was it? This is called roadwork shaft. Yeah. I take it, that's got something to do with it. So, where does that go to then?
It's just a dead.
So just a dead end down there, yeah?
You see the pit marks on the wall.
Oh yeah. Nice square, isn't it? It's all very good square.
Yeah.
Shaped. And again, has it got footholds in that they would have climbed up? So no ladders, they just would have used those.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go again. This is what we love. Oh, bloody hell.
Do you want me to carry it or are you alright?
I'm alright, yeah?
Yeah. You alright with yours? Do you want me to carry anything? Of course you can.
Now, I, like you, am probably not a confined space person, but when I can sort of see the other side of it, I'm not too bad with it.
Can you imagine working in this? I imagine if you was a kid it would help because you wouldn't have to go down on your knees like adults do. But this is just a trip. Can you imagine coming in here every day and working in these conditions and not with a bloody big work light like this with a floodlight with little candles that would have barely lit it. I bet they went down there as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that just loops back to where we were.
Alright.
So we're going straight on. When it is dry, you can sometimes crawl through them bits.
Yeah. Oh. We open if we stand up here now.
Yeah, this is key chamber.
Key chamber. Oh, and they went the easy way.
It's probably the heart of the mine. If you need to get to anywhere in the mine, you can get to it from here really quickly.
Right. Do you mean of wood mine or the old mine?
Yeah, of wood mine, yeah.
Yeah, of wood mine. Wow.
A few years ago, we had some urban explorers break in.
Really?
They've come down here and graffitied the walls. We've had to clean it up.
Oh dear.
We've had to replace locks.
And again, like you said, they could have just booked a tour, got all the shots like we're doing.
Yeah, we'll take you on an extended tour, no problem. We're going to have a rest at the top of there. It's Stump Chamber, so we're going to have a rest there.
Up there?
Yeah, just top of that hill, we're going to have a sit down.
Okay, so this is Stump Chamber, a very wide chamber with an unsupported roof. It's got an old telegraph pole in the middle of it. Now you would think that would be supporting the roof, but it isn't. It's just wedged in there, and they call that, I think they called it a singing post, I think I remember John said. And the reason it's called that, I was under the impression that the miners would get around it and sing. That isn't the case. Because this chamber is so wide and the roof is so sort of vast and unsupported, if that piece of wood starts to creak, i.e. sing, then you get out of there rapidly because the roof is caving in. It was quite scary to think where we were so deep underground, and that that was the reason for that post being in there. So yes, Stump Chamber and the singing post.
I ache in the places where I used to play. Bit of a Leonard Cohen line there for you. Oh, killer. Great stuff. There we go. You can crawl again now. Yeah, well, it opens up a bit there, doesn't it? Yeah. Ooh. Great stuff. The thing is, down here, you'd never get out because it's so disorientating, it's unbelievable. Oh yeah.
Helmet of some sort. That's very brittle, so
That is
I'm not going to touch that.
almost looks like warlike, doesn't it?
Yeah, World War II it looks like.
Like World War II, yeah, definitely. A little, it's not a bullet hole, I don't think, no.
No, that looks like a clip-on.
Right, yeah, like a bracket,
torch.
like something, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably canister to refill some stuff.
Yeah. Little bottle. I don't think this stuff is that old, but probably fairly old. Bit of an old mug there. Some bottles over there.
Right, you'll want to be careful because under that it's just an abyss.
Right, so
Please be careful, Martin.
yeah, I will.
He's going to stand on a shaft that's flooded.
So where?
Look down that, but hold the camera.
Yeah. So apparently there's a bit of an abyss down here. So we're not sure how far that goes down. It's difficult to. You can't really see that, but it goes into the. Oh, look at that! So that just goes down into the abyss. And the scary thing is, it's flooded. Look at that. And we don't know how deep that is. And we don't know where it goes. Unexplored areas of the mine, that.
Okay, just hold right there a second. Did you see it? Because I didn't see it until the edit. Just take a look at that. What is that skimming across the top of the water? Deep down in a mine. You tell me.
So this is original timbers, is it, from
Possibly, yeah.
from the mine workings?
Stemples.
Stemples. Also, they would have put it
Something,
there.
They would have put it across, and then they would have been, say, we'll start on there or something, so they could stand
Yeah.
on to work on.
Right. Who's done all this?
Visitors of the mines over the years.
Just
So
visitors.
it's, yeah, it's frowned upon now. Like I said, they were open in the 60s, 70s.
So yeah, so it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's not modern, it's old graffiti.
Yeah. Yeah, the big SB, I don't know if you could pan round. That one, my dad, who coming in the 60s and 70s. The
Where?
big one and square in the middle, SB. Just there, mate.
So there's an SB there. I'll try and zoom in on it on the. It's your dad, that.
Yes.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but I think a lot of people do.
So we're going to look at a natural spring, and apparently there's a squirrel down here. See the spring there? So we're going to the source of that, basically. So, oh dear. So he's fell in from above, has he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bless him. His days of gathering nuts are over, aren't they?
So, yeah.
Little mummified squirrel there. We're just by a little underground spring. It's quite amazing because you hear about springs, don't you? But you never actually see them. When you're in the city, they're always like tucked away, and you never sort of see them sort of like come up under buildings and things like that. So to see it down here, God knows where this water's come from. It's absolutely amazing. We're recommending not to drink it because Chris is saying it's possibly full of arsenic, so we ain't drinking it.
You on the flight?
Yeah,
Too much or?
no, it's pretty good that. So this is the second green waterfall now. Oh, and this is very, very nice.
Comes off.
It would stop growing.
Oh, right.
So have they sort of missed this bit of copper?
No, this has all been deposited again.
Oh, so this is just later since the working, yeah?
Yeah, the miners, that wouldn't have been green. Above it, there's a load of copper
Yeah,
that the miners have missed.
Right.
So the water's bringing it all, you know, turning it into a liquid and then redepositing down there. If
Yeah.
the miners would have seen it, they would have known there's a massive load of copper above there. So they've
yeah.
been mined
So
above
they've
it.
been up there, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Seems like it's grown in there, well.
So I've got my head now in the fault in the rock, to where two massive pieces of rock, bedrock, meet each other. If they were to slip now, decapitated. Anyway, it's all good fun, isn't it? And apparently the last thing we've got to do is go up a ladder. Apparently it's a big ladder, and I've yet to see it. So, here we go.
Yeah, can do. Got it. Are you open the hatch up top?
Well, it's night time. John, I can't thank you enough. That was amazing.
You're most
Thank you
welcome.
so much. Look them up online, Derbyshire Caving Club. You can book yourself a trip and come down here and see what we've seen. Thank you so much for taking us.
You're most welcome.
And I believe there's another mine.
There is.
That
The
might
Great
be-
West Mine.
We'll
You
come
might
back-
need a couple of hours for that one.
Yeah,
so.
we'll come back another time for that. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot.
No, you're most welcome.
Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye for now.
Cheers.